Okay, so data representation and analysis, the unit one. So we are going to start now. Unit one. Unit one is of statistical or techniques. So statistical parts can be divided into two portion, that is called descriptive statistics and statistical inference. So we are mainly I mean, as per the syllabus concern, you have the descriptive statistics, not the uh, statistical inference. Okay, so what is included in your syllabus? Descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. A two part. Okay, whenever we are doing some analysis of any given data, so there are two part of statistics. One is called descriptive statistics, which will give you the information. Descriptive statistics means this will give you the information, give you the informations. And another part is known as statistical inference. Another part is known as statistical inference or inferential statistics. In that case, what actually we will do? We will do the analysis. We will decide whether the data set is acceptable or not, whether which test is applicable, whether our some of the statement is strong statements or not. Okay, that all things we can decide in inference statistics or statistical inference, which is not included in your part of the syllabus. So this one is only included. So we will mainly uh, focus on the specific descriptive statistics. So unit one tells us data representations and analysis. Let's start. So as an introduction, we can say that statistics is a science which deals with the collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. So whenever numerical data is given to you, okay, any numerical data is given to you, that numerical data is, I mean, that part is a is beyond the statistics. Okay, so whenever we have the given data, we can start the statistical work. Okay, so first of all we have to collect the data sets. Okay, so once you collect the data sets, after that we can go for the analysis, go for the descriptive part, everything we can go for. But the very first thing is that we need to handle the data sets. Okay, we need to collect the data sets first. Next, to use the statistical method helps in presenting a complex mass of data in a simplified form. So whenever we have any mass of data, complex mass, that means complex mass means it should be the data set is not like simple. Okay, it is in a complex format. So there are so many techniques how to handle the data sets. Whenever you have a complex data, there are so many techniques. There is one engineering is known as data engineering. Okay, people are doing so many work in data engineering. So what they do in data engineering, that is not data sciences. Data science is another thing. Okay, data engineering is another thing. Data engineering means how to collect the data, whatever the data in which format is, whatever format is given to you, you have to collect those data and you have to refine those data. You have to refine. Okay, you have to refine those data in a specified format. That specified format is actually uh, depends on how you are going to analyze the data. Okay, that means that the future thing is important. I mean, what type of analysis is it actually want? Okay, it can be criminal analysis, it can be like cyber analysis, whatever analysis is possible. What type of analysis you are going to do, that analysis part is depending on that data and engineering sections. Okay, now the use of statistical methods helps in presenting complex mass, as I told you. Next thing is that the statistics also provides uh, important techniques for the study of relationship between two or more variables in forecasting, testing of hypothesis, quality control, etc. So this is a very basic level of things like statistics. If you know the statistics or the descriptive statistics and statistical inference, both the things together helps us to calculate or to uh, I mean, propagate over forecasting, like testing of hypothesis, quality control. These all things are actually applicable in inferential statistics. And inferential statistics is actually uh, uh, having the base of descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics is the base of everything. Okay. So we are going to start descriptive statistics here. So the very first things we are going to deal with today, that is called arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean, what is arithmetic mean? So whenever we have a set of observations, okay, we have a set of observations, then the arithmetic mean or aim, it's generally known as the average. Okay, so all of you know what is the average of some data sets. Okay, so that is the basic things of arithmetic mean. Okay, arithmetic mean is nothing but the average. Okay, so if I have so many data sets, like how many data sets, n number of data sets, x1 x2 up to xn. Okay, given data sets to, I mean, whatever data set, okay, doesn't matter. It can be the height of the uh, uh, students in a classroom. It can be the weight of the students in classroom. It can be the uh, run of all opening players of a of IPL. IPL is coming from today, tomorrow, right? So I hope you all are enjoying IPL, and is one of the famous structured program in India cricket. So it, I mean, lots of statistics are using in IPL. Okay, many statistics. You cannot imagine how the statistician work in in IPL or those specific cricket data. Okay, so whenever you have any data sets, okay, any data sets, or the quality of the data sets is depends on the collection of the data sets. Okay, so the data set is given to you, you can find the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean means x bar. X bar is the notation. It is the notation of arithmetic mean. Okay, it can be given as the summation. First, all I will add all those x1, x2 up to xn. Okay, we'll divide it by n. X1, x2, x2 up to xn. We will divide it by n. So we can write the summation of xi. So I hope all of you know what is the meaning of summation of xi. It can be written as I equals to 1 to n. Means what? This I will this is the, this indicates the index. So we will put the value of I equals to 1 and 1 to n. It means 1 to n. So gradually we will increase the value of I. I equals to 1, 2, 3. So first I equals to 1, if I put, I will get x1. Then this summation indicates there is one operator that is called plus operator. That means I equals to 1. If I put, we get x1 plus, I will put I equals to 2, x2 plus, I equals to 3, x3 plus so on. So what's the last term? Last term is I equals to n. That means xn. So x1 plus x2 plus xn, we can write like summation of xi. Sometimes we can directly write. It is for convenience we can write. Okay, people, I mean, try to understand what is the meaning of summation xi. Summation xi means I equals to 1 to n. Okay, if you want to write, the more clarification is I equals to 1 to n. If you can write like this format, it is also okay. This is just a notation. Okay, nothing else. Next thing is that if n observation consists n discrete values. Okay, n discrete values, like discrete means what? Discrete means what? It is not continuous. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a huge gap between 1 and 2, right? Huge gap between 2 and 3. Huge gap between 3 and 4. In a real number, there are lots of numbers there in between 1 and 2. If you want to calculate the real number, like 1.00001, 1.00002, 1.0519791, like lots of number, lots of huge dense over there in between x1 and 2, which actually we are not considering here. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, all natural number. The natural number is a discrete set. Natural number means, I hope you know natural number, I mean integer. All integers, natural numbers are going to be discrete set. So we have a discrete values. Whenever we have a discrete value, now you can, if I ask you what is a continuous, if I ask you what is a continuous data, discrete data means whenever we have the data sets like natural number. So what is the continuous data? Continuous data means whenever we have the data sets like in interval 1 to 5. interval between 1 to 5, 6 to 7, like 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16. This type of data, 11 to 15, let's say. This type of data is having its continuous, because they didn't mention you that we have to consider only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can consider 1.1 also. We can consider 4.9 also. Okay. That means these data sets are known as continuous data sets. Okay. But in this case, we are only considering discrete values x1, x2, x3 up to xn, x1, x2, x3 up to xn with the frequency f1, f2, f3 up to fn. Now, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of frequency? Please write down on chat box what is the meaning of frequency. With the frequency means what is the meaning of frequency? Please write down on chat box. If you know, otherwise write down don't know. I'm waiting for your response. No, not one by time. That frequency is uh, whatever you are talking about, that frequency, that is the concept of physics, right? In physics, we use that concept one by time. Okay. People don't know what is the frequency. So frequency means how frequently the data appear. How frequently the data appeared. So first of all, if I talk about x1, x2, x3, x4, so on up to xn, with the frequency f1, f2, f3, f4 up to fn. That means x1 is a data set, it's an element in the data sets which appearing how many times? F1 times. X2 is another elements in the data sets which are appearing how many times? F2 times. That means let's say we have a data sets like 2, 5, 9, 7, 5, 8, 2, 1, 7, 7, 9, 10, 1, 2. So if I talk about these data sets, just sort it out. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to sort out in ascending manner. Okay, just try to sort out this data set in a ascending manner. Ascending manner means from smaller number to larger number. That means first is smaller number is 1. 1 is present here, 2 is also present. 3, there is no 3. 5 is there next. 7 is there. 8 is there. 9 is there, right? These are the elements is present inside the data sets, right? Okay, and 10 is also there. And 10 is also there. Sorry, 10 is also there. These are the elements present inside the datasets. Now, if I ask you what is the frequency of all these datasets, all these elements. So frequency of 1. Frequency of 1, how many times 1 repeating? 1 and 1 is 2. So frequency of 1 is 2. Right? Frequency of 1 is 2. Frequency of 2. How many times 2 is repeating? Frequency of 2 is 3. Correct. It's a frequency of 5 is 2. Frequency of 5 is 2. Frequency of 7. Frequency of 7 is, I think, 3. Correct. Frequency of 7 is 3. Frequency of 8 is only 1, 9, 2, and 10, 1. Good. Right? So this is called the frequency. So whenever any data set is given with a frequency, means repetition. Frequency means whenever the data set is having repeating, that means we have to consider another formula for AM. That old AM formula will not work. The last AM formula, this AM formula will not work here. This AM formula only work, okay, whenever we don't have frequency. That means non-repeating data. Non-repeating data. Non-repeating data sets, we can go for this formula. Otherwise, whenever we have a repeating data sets, we have to go for the next formula, and the formula will tell us, this is a formula. What is the formula? We have to multiply the frequency. That means f1 times x1, f2 times x2. That means whatever the frequency, like here, we will multiply 2 times 1 plus 3 times 2 plus 5 times 2, like that. Okay, so we will multiply each frequency with that elements, and we will divide the total number of data sets. So total number of data sets means always it is equals to summation of f. Always it is equals to summation of fi. Okay, if you add those frequencies, if you add those frequencies 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, what we will get? We will get n total number of elements. And verify how many elements are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So n equals to 14. You can verify. 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 2 14. With me? So n equals to number summation of fi. So n equals to summation of fi. So what is your n? Whenever the frequency data is given to you, n equals to just sum of those frequency will give you the value of n. Okay, all of you, is that clear? Please write down C if the frequency data is clear to you. Quick, write down C on chat box. Well done, very good. Okay, so now let's go for the example. So by marks obtained by 10 students. Okay, marks obtained by 10 students in a class in maths uh, are like 25, 30, 21, 55, 40, 45, 17, 48, 35, 42. So what will be the solution? What is the average? The thing is you have to calculate the aim. Now we'll check whether the repeating values are there or not. Is there any repetitions? There is no repetitions. If you observe, there is no repetitions. So we can use the old formula or the very basic formula of AM, summation xi by n. So it should be, yes, very basic formula of AM. So what is the AM here? Summation xi by n. Now n means already it's given to you n equals to 10, right? Already is given to you the 10 students in the class. So obviously n equals to 10. So 10, the uh, marks obtained by all those 10 students is given here. So just we will add them and divide them. This is very basic thing. You have done so many times in past, so it will not trouble you, right? Next things which can trouble you, this one. Now this one is having a frequency. This one is having a frequency. The x data is given to you with a frequency f. Now you may ask me what is the first data. The first element should be x1. This should be your x1, and automatically to 25 is going to be your f1. Now you may ask me, is it 25 times the 5 repeating? Yes, 25 times that 5 is repeating. Now it is your task to calculate what could have been the um, arithmetic mean for this data set. I will give you time of let's say 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay, because it's not a difficult task. So what do you have to calculate? First, you tell me what is summation of fi xi. Okay, and then you have to tell me what is summation of fi. This two. So summation of fi xi divided by summation of fi. This is going to be your answer. This is going to be your am. Summation of fi xi and so first you have to write on chat box what is summation of fi xi. These things you have to write on chat box. Then you have to write this. What is summation of fi? Okay, these two things write on chat box. After that, what is am? Okay, three things I need all together. Okay, mark my word. Don't write one by one. Okay, there's no hurry. Don't write one by one. Write all together. Summation fi xi, this. Summation fi, this. Am equals to this. Okay, so go for it. Give you 3 minutes. Let's calculate and tell me.
What the?
Yes, Dhruvi, want to say something?
No, sir.
Yes, tell me. Okay, all of you, got response from Ria, Hardik, Manan, Tusant, Vivek. Okay, let me check the answer. So I think all of you answer is wrong. So if you calculate, it should be 5918. Summation of fx should be 5918, and in summation of f should be 670, and the am should be 8.8328. Please cross check and verify it. All of you, please cross check and verify it. After that, write down B on chat box. Don't do wrong calculations. Cross check and verify it.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, Ibrahim.
Yes, sir. I can't get the way you calculate them. Can you show how you calculate them?
It's something like 5 times 25. Okay, what do you have to
Yes,
do? 5 times 25 plus
I
6
did
times
that one, but
45.
it's still wrong value.
Sorry?
I do that one, but I still get the wrong value. So when I get, like example,
Okay.
if I do like this, it can give me the value of summation of f x only. What about the fi and ma?
Okay, summation of fi. Summation of fi means just add this all. If you add this all, will you get 670? Cross check,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that is just f summation of fi. That is your n.
What
Okay?
about the summation of fixi?
Summation of fi xi means this part, right? This part means just this is your xi, x1, f1. This is x2, f2. This is x3, f3. Okay, so just add each of the terms. 7 times 90 plus 8 times 165, like that only. Okay, do it.
Okay.
Okay, all of you please cross check. Kusant, I don't know why you guys are not getting the same results. All of you are getting same result, 8.81. My calculation is wrong. I don't know, let me check. Okay, yeah, maybe possible. I might, because it's been copied, so let me do it again. Just wait, let me do it again. It copied from somewhere else, so the calculation may be wrong. Okay, just wait. Yes, guys, you are right. Oh, it should be 666,668. So your calculation is right, all of you. Well done. So it's my calculation was wrong. So yeah, I agreed with you. It should be 5890, and it should be 8.8174. All right, good. Okay, guys. So I hope you can do it now. It's not a difficult task. Let's go forward. Now, this is the next question. Find the aim of the following data. Now, this data is a continuous data. It's not a discrete data, right? This is not a discrete data sets. Okay. But the frequency is given. That means what is the meaning of that? So whenever you have some data sets, suppose in my in your class. Okay, in your class, after getting the data sets, what we will collect, we will collect all those numbers who got who has the marks like 0 to 10. It may be 5, it may be 4, it may be 6, whatever. All those got together, and the count total number of students who got 0 to 10 is 12. Similarly, the total number of students who got 10 to 20, it's I mean like 18. Okay, now you may ask me that in that case, uh the 10 is over here also. Okay, so 10 is over here also. Now if someone got like 10, where to collect, I mean in which group we will collect his number, we will collect his count. Okay, so this is important question. Whenever someone got like the 10 marks, what should be the point I will break his grouping. Okay, this is important. So think about that. And similarly, the next thing is that this is 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. Okay, so once we have these things, this type of marks, okay, uh, what we will do, we will try to find the midpoints. So midpoints means 0 to 10. So 0 to 10, what should be the midpoint? 0 to 10, what should be the midpoint? Midpoint is 0 plus 10 divided by 2. So just add this 2 value and divide by 2. That would be the midpoint. Similarly, 10 to 20 is 20 plus 20 divided by 2. Similarly, 20 plus 30 divided by 2. Okay, just a minute. All right. So once I get it, after that, this is your F. This is your F means the frequency, right? So midpoints, we got the midpoint. After that, we got the mid frequency already given to us. Now we will calculate fx. So 5 times 12 will multiply this f. Now these values, now these values, the work of these values has been over, because we cannot calculate the answer using the interval. That's why we have to convert it into the midpoints. That one, only one xi. Okay, this is going to be your xi, right? This is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, and x6. Okay, and this is your f1, f2, f3, f4, f5, and f6. Once I get it, I got the count of this. I got the multiplication of this, product of this. Okay, please cross check the calculation. It may be possible again they have done wrong calculations. I copied from the book. Okay, may be possible. So cross check it and verify it. After verification, tell me this, what is your answer. Answer is, I mean, matching with it or not. Okay, giving you some time. Do cross check and tell me. All right. So all of you got the answer. So it should be 1828.2. Correct. All of you. Well done. So next, it is your task now. Calculate the aim of the following data sets. Calculate the aim of the following data sets. Okay. Now there is one question I asked on the last question segments, that if someone got 8 marks. Okay, if someone got 8 marks, so in which class we will allow this 8? Okay, is it this class or that class? Can anyone give me the answer?
First class.
First class. Okay, Deepak, for your information, it is depending on the situations. Okay, that is what data engineers do. What data engineers do, suppose someone got 8 marks. Okay, so what they will do, either they decided, like if someone got 8 marks, they will include in the first class. Okay, if they include in the first class, if some other person got the 16 marks, they also include in the second class, not in third class. Okay, now depend on the value. Suppose 0 to 8 is the marks, right? Now 0 A to B is the layer, some class. Okay, so suppose someone got the B mark, that mark. So it depends on the situation, like it is up to you in which class you belong, allow them to involve. Okay, so it may be possible you involve in the first class, it may be possible you involve in the second class, not in the two at a time. Okay, but whatever you follow for other classes as well. Suppose someone involved in the second class. Okay, involved in the second class. If someone got 16 marks, that should be included in the third class. Someone got 24 marks, should be included in the fourth class. Okay, that is up to the data engineer. So there is no question asked. Okay, but don't include them in the both class, like in the first and second both. Okay, all of you calculate it and tell me the answer quick. Anyone completed? Okay, okay. So Bansi, Manan, Vivek, and Gaji Abbas, all of you complete it and write down the answer on chat box. Quick. So all of you more or less got the answer. Like you calculate, your answer will be for 25.40. Okay, those who got the answer 25.40 is correct. Okay, please cross check. And those who didn't got it, please refine your work. Okay, need some refinement. Okay, let's proceed for the next question. Now, in this question, what to do? Can anyone tell me? The following table gives the distribution of continuous according to the size of the capital. So, find the aim of the size of the capital of the company. Okay, that means what? So, less than 5. Okay, so the capital of less than 5 is having the total number of how many companies? 20 companies. Less than 10. Less than 10 means how many companies is having less than 10? 27 companies having less than 10 capital. Okay. So less than 15. Okay. It may be in 15 crore or 10 crore, whatever. Okay. So less than 15 is having 29 companies. Okay. That means what? You have to refine, you have to use the refinement to change the data sets according to our formula. Okay, you have to change the data sets according to our formula. So what you can do here, less than 5 means it could have been 0 to 5. Less than 5 means, what does it mean? It could have been 0 to 5. Okay, less than 10 means what? Less than 5 means it could have been 0 to 4 actually, not 0 to 5. Okay, so still it's less than equals to. It's better if you write less than equals to for the betterment, if not less than. Update it up to less than equals to. Okay, so less than equals to 10 means what? Less than equals to 10 means 0 to 10, not 5 to 10. It's 0 to 10. Less than equals to 10 means it's 0 to 10. All right. So what we will do now, we will divide into class intervals. So first we will write the class interval 0 to 5. 0 to 5 is having frequency 20. Okay. Now 5 to 10. 5 to 10 means what is the frequency? Your frequency will be 27 minus, because 0 to 10 is 27, 0 to 5 is 20. So 5 to 10 means 27 minus 20. Is that clear, all of you? 27 minus 20, it is equals to 7. Similarly, 15 less than equals to 15 means 0 to 15. What happened, Ibrahim? Tell me, what happened, Ibrahim? Less than equals to 15 means 0 to 15. 0 to 15 means already we have done up to 10 to 15. It's 27. So 0 to 15 means 29 minus 2. 29 minus 27, it's 2. 29 minus 27, it's 2. Like that, you have to write down the frequency. Now, less than equals to 20 means it is 0 to 20, but we need 15 to 20. 15 to 20 means 38 minus 29. So 9. Similarly, 48 minus 38 is 10. Okay, so whenever, depending on the sign, depending on the given situations, we have to deal with, handle the situation like that manner. After that, go for the mid value again, and please cross check the answer. And after verification, please let me know. Quick. Once you have done the verification, please write down the final answer and write down V on chat box. Okay, all of you have done. Well done, very good. So you could get the answer like this, right? 12.22. Yes, well done. Okay, let's go for the next things. Now, if the distribution is like this, now think about it, all of you. If the distribution is like this, greater than equals to 0, greater than equals to 10, equals to 20, greater than equals to 30, equals to 40, greater than equals to 50. And this frequency is also given to you. What if we take the interval as 0 to rather than 5 to 2? Ibrahim, it will not possible, right? If we take in the last question, if we take 0 to 10, okay, everything will start from 0, right? Then it will not follow the, you can, if you calculate the midpoint, okay, the midpoint will not as per our regulations, right, Ibrahim? So we need the midpoint in the different interval. We need the class in the different segment. 0 to 5, there is no intersection. 0 to 5 to 10, there is no intersection. But while I took like 0 to 5 and 0 to 10, there is some intersection part in between this. That is not possible in our case, right? That's why. Okay, hope it's clear. Now, all of you go for the next question. Now, can anyone tell me what we need to do here in this scenario? What we need to do here? Yes, Ria. In previous case, we took 0 to 5, uh, 0 to 10, 0 to no. In previous case, I took 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to. So, see, Ria, 0 to 5 is this. This means less than 5 means 0 to 5. Less than 10 means 0 to 10. But I have to extract from this data, I have to extract the interval like 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 5, 15, like that. That's why we subtract. That's why we did not use that whole value, right? We did not use 20, 27, 29, 38, 48, 53. We did not use it. We use what value we use? 20, 27 minus 20, 29 minus 27, like this. This value we used. Okay. That is the difference. Now, what about the next case? Can anyone tell me what we will do in the next case in this scenario? Can anyone tell me how to extract the data sets? Now it is greater than 0. First maps is greater than 0, greater than 20, 10, greater than 20, like that. What we will?
I think we will take from 1 to 10 and from 10
Not 1
to.
is greater than equals to 0. Sorry, it's greater than equals to 0.
So then it will be from 0 to 10.
0 to 10. Okay, 0 to 10. What will be the value? 0 to 10 means what?
0 to 10,
0
that
to
is the
10
first one.
means, 0 to 10 means it should be 60 minus 56. Is that clear? 0 to 10 means 60 minus 56. Is that clear? Now, yes. Now 10 to 20. 10 to 20 means what? 56 minus 40. Now 20 to 30. It means what? 40 minus 20. Like that we have to go. Like that we have to go. So the last then will be, it should be like this. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 60. Since we have 60 students, how many students we have? 60 students. So frequency will be 60. Okay, total frequency will be 60. Okay, check it, all of you cross check it, and if you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay, so yes, all of you, well done. You verified it. So it's 26.5. Yes, correct. So the next thing is that we have done about uh, AM, arithmetic mean. So next thing is the part of your syllabus is mode. What is the mode? Mode is a value which occurs most frequency in the set of the observation. Okay. In a specific data sets, we'll check which specific value is occurring, and I mean is occurring most, right? Means what is the value whose frequency is most. That value is known as the mode. Okay. So let us consider this case. This is the data sets that are given to you. If you observe five is repeating three times, one, two, and three. So what is the mode of these data sets? Mode of the data set is five. Okay, this is a maximum repetition. Okay, this is a maximum repetition. If there is two maximum repetitions, that two will be your modes. Right, five and six are repeating say three times, then that five and six is going to be mode. In this case of the next data sets is not, there is no mode. Okay, because all are repeating one times. Okay, and in this given data sets, five and six both are repeating two times. Okay, so what will be the mode? Mode is going to be 5 plus 6 by 2. Okay, 5 and 6 both are repeating two times, so we have to take the average of these two, take the mean of these two, 5 and 6. Okay, this is known as the mode of the data sets or of the discrete data sets. Okay, is there any doubts on mode? Mode is clear to you or any doubts? Just let me know. All right, just let me know if it is clear. Write down C on chat box. So number of repetitions, we will observe the frequency of the values, right? So mode for a frequency data. So whenever we have a frequency given to you, okay, so how to calculate the mode? So here 25 is the maximum frequency. If you observe the data sets, 25 is the maximum frequency is corresponding to the value of x equals to 4. So mode equals to 4. Okay. So whenever you have the frequency data sets, it's easy to calculate the mode. We will calculate, check the maximum frequency is maximum. So this is going to be your mode, right? In the case of continuous distribution, so whenever you have a continuous distribution or like class is given to you, okay, so we can find the model class. Okay, and we can find the model class, and the value of mode can be given as this format. This is the formula of the value of mode or continuous data flow. So whenever we have continuous data flow, we have this formula. So what is the each and everything mentioned? Like L is the lower limit of the model class, H is the width of the model class, Fm is the frequency of the model class, F1 is the frequency of the class preceding model class, F2 is the frequency of the succeeding model class. Now I will tell you briefly. So first all of you note down this formula and I will tell you while we'll solve some problems. Okay. So all of you please note down. After note down, I will tell you how to calculate the mode for continuous frequency data. Okay, all right. So let's go for some problems. So here we have to find the mode of the following data set. So profit per SOP is given to you. The number of SOP is also given to you. So total 0 to 100 is a profit. That means that there are 12 SOPs whose profits are 0 to 100. 100 to 200 is having 18 SOPs, right? Like that. So now we will go for the maximum frequency. So maximum frequency, if you observe, this is the frequency, right? And this is the interval, class interval. So now, if you observe, the maximum frequency is 27, and that this is going to be the maximum frequency class, this known as modal class. Important for short questions, okay? Important for MCQ type questions. So which one is the modal class? Modal class is 200 to 300 is modal class. Okay, not the mode, okay? It's not a mode, okay? It's a modal class. So maximum frequency, if you calculate the maximum frequency, it's 27, right? So which lies in this class? So this is going to be modal class. So now L, what is your L? L means the lower limit of the modal class. Lower limit of modal class is 200. So L equals to 200. Upper limit of modal class is actually H. H equals to 300. Sorry, not H. H is not H is I think width. Sorry. Yes, H is the width of the modal class. So H equals to width of the modal class. What is the meaning of width? Width means 300 minus 200. That is 100. Okay. Width equals to 300 minus 200 means 100. Now what is FM? FM means frequency of the modal class. Frequency of the modal class is FM. Okay. Current frequency. You can say current frequency. Okay. F1. F1 is the preceding frequency. That means what is the preceding frequency? 18. That is your F1. This is your FM. And the next frequency is known as F2. Next frequency is F2. Clear? All these data elements is clear to you. Please write down C on chat box. Data elements is clear. All these data elements is clear. Now just you have to put in the formula. Put into the formula and we'll get the results. Put into the formula and we'll get the results. That is your mode. But what is the difficult task? Difficult task to remember this formula. So you have to memorize this formula for exam purpose. Okay. No one will help you. L plus H. H means the width. L means the lower limit of the modal class. Lower limit of the modal class plus width. H is the width times FM means current frequency minus previous frequency by 2 times current frequency minus previous frequency minus next frequency. But for it, you will get the formula. All right?
Sir,
Yes,
if
Ibrahim.
we select the maximum frequency, so by default the current frequency will be always the same maximum frequency, or it can change?
No, current frequency is always going to be same. Current frequency is always going to be the maximum frequency. Right?
Oh.
Current frequency means always going to be the maximum frequency. FM is the always the maximum frequency in this. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, all of you. Let's go for some other questions. I hope it's clear. Let's go for the other questions. Now, this is your task now. Find the mode. So before finding the mode, what you have to do? You have to write something. Okay? All together. Not just the mode. Answer. I don't want the answer only. What you have to write? The very first thing, what is L? Then what is H? Then what is FM? Then what is F1? Then what is F2? Okay? And finally, what is the mode? Finally, what is the mode? The 6 things all together you have to write on chat box. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer. Go for it. Give you time. I think 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good enough. Go for it. Waiting for your answer. Okay, guys, I got the responses. So yes, maximum frequency will be 20. So the class modal class will be 20, 10 to 20, and L equals to 10, H equals to 10. You can easily find H means the width. So the mode will be 17.142. Those who got yes, correct answer from Jeet, Yatin, Bansi, Ria, Kusant, Hardik, Ibrahim. Well done. Very good. Okay. So you can cross check the answer. Should be the final answer of the mode. Okay. So you have to use this formula to calculate the mode of any given data under the class. Next, this one. Answer is given to you. All of you, you have to write down like the same manner, whatever we have calculated in the last question, like the same manner, you have to write it again. So what you have to write now? L, H, Fm, F1, and F2. Finally, this is going to be your answer. Please cross check. Once your answer is verified, write down all these things together on chat box. Okay, got many responses. So, okay, Utsav, L equals to 70. Yeah, all right. Here L equals to 70. And what should be FM and what should be F1? What should be F2? Think about it. Okay, so in this case, what you will find is that L equals to, you will get L equals to like this is your maximum frequency class, so L equals to 70, H is 10, FM is 154, F1 is 130, but there is no succeeding frequencies present, like the next frequency. So nothing is present means it's going to be zero. So make it like, and you can easily verify the answer is 71.348. So since the succeeding frequency is not given, so not given means we have to assume that is going to be zero. Okay, go for the next question. Okay, this is the next question. Again, recalculate and If you recalculate, you will get like this is going to be the frequency. Now the here, what is the problem? The problem will be on the interval. Problem will be on the interval. Now if you follow the interval, interval is having some gap. Okay, each interval is having some gap. So starting from 30 to 34, there is a gap between 34 and 35. That is not possible. That is not possible in the context of calculations, right? So what we have to do, we have to rearrange the intervals. Okay, the class. We have to rearrange the class. How could I rearrange the class? First, the thing is that this 30 to 34, what we will do, we will make the difference. First, difference between the lower upper limit and lower limit of this upper limit of the previous class and lower limit of the next class. So it is 35 minus 34. The difference is 1. So we will divide it by 2. So it's going to be 0.5. So we have to add 0.5. Remember, we have to add 0.5 with the upper limit. Every time we have to add 0.5 with the upper limit and subtract 0.5 from the lower limit. This is the task we have to do such that I can make our interval in convenient manner. So 30 is the lower limit, so we will subtract 30 to 0.5, we'll get 29.5. So 29.5 Okay, sorry for the interruption. So what we have done here, see, we have 30 to 34. The first interval is 30 to 34. So we will subtract 0.5 from 30 we will use the same logic, like lower limit minus 0.5. Okay, lower limit minus 0.5 is 29.5, and upper limit plus 0.5, that is 34 plus 0.5, 34.5. Now if you observe the gap between this 34.5 and 34.5, both are same, right? There's no gap. That's why this interval is a correct interval. So first you have to update the interval here in this case. Okay, so observe the interval every time before solving the problem. Don't just get the problem and then I will start solving. No, don't do that. First check it, what is the problem, what is the questions, what they are asking, then accordingly act. Okay, response accordingly. So your frequency is like that. Automatically you can easily find the maximum frequency interval, uh, or the modal interval is something like this. So 44.5 is your L, and H equals to, you can find like H equals to 5, Fm equals to 18, F1 equals to 12, F2 equals to 14, and accordingly you'll find the results. So 47.5 is going to be fine. Well done, Ria. Very good. Okay, all of you. Let's go for the attendance now. I think we are about to end now. Okay. So, well done, Deepak. Okay, guys. So now, also I have updated the Google Classrooms scenario. Please check it, and you have to submit your assignment on or before next Friday. Okay, and I will calculate the marks, collect the marks only when you submit before timeline. Okay, otherwise I will not calculate or I will not collect your marks. I think screen is visible. Let me take the attendance first. We'll update the attendance and I will share this video tomorrow, not today, because I am taking the lecture from home today. Once I visit the college tomorrow, I will update it tomorrow. And tomorrow we have a lab. Okay, so just for your reminder purpose, just what I have to remind you that tomorrow we have a lab. Last week got only 20 to 30% students present in the lab. If I find the same things tomorrow, I will mark you absent from next week without informing me. If you absent in the lab, I will mark you in the regular lectures also from next week. Mark my words. Okay, sure. Ria, I will add you. Ria. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so who is present now? Is TD1 first row. TD1 first row, 14 to 5. Second row, 6 to 14. 6 to 14. Third row, 15 to 1. Fourth row, 2 to 7. 2 to 7. Last row, 8 to 1. Okay, if I marked anyone wrongly absent, please let me know.
7 present.
Okay. Anyone, please check that. Okay, guys, you can leave now. Have a nice day. See you. Bye. TD1 students can leave now. TD2. Uh, 12 to 22. First row, TD2. 23 to 28, second row, TD2. 31 to 38, 31 to 38, 39 to 44, 45 to 51,
4049.
52 to 57, 52 to 57, 58 to 64. Please cross check if I marked anyone wrongly absent. Please let me know.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
4049.
yes, I marked you present. Please check it.
Thank you so much. I'm not able to see, sir. I don't know. Maybe there is
Okay.
network. Thank you
No
so much.
problem. No problem. Yeah. Okay, guys, have a nice day. You can leave now. Okay, Tejas, Tejas, I think I'm not too present. Okay, I will remind. No problem, Tejas. I think I marked you present. Okay, Tejas. Have a nice day, all of you. See you. Bye.